There's this notion out there that women must be submissive to their husbands, and that a good measure of a woman's worth is in marriage is how submissive she is to her husband. It's something that we've inherited from generations before us, and that keeps going today. And the question I have today is, what does that really mean? Where does that really come from? And I know people will probably, explain it in different ways, but the underlying meaning of that is essentially that men somehow are born superior to women, and that they have some superior ability to make judgment and make decisions, and that at the end of the day, they will make better decisions and better judgment, and are better leaders than women, and so should have the final word in decisions in marriage and relationships. Now, I have a problem with that way of thinking, because that mindset gives power to men by default and takes away the need for them to work on themselves and work to earn trust and earn respect from their partners and from their communities around them. And then we find ourselves in situations where some of us are irresponsible and make very irrational decisions, or not knowledgeable on a certain subject, but yet we expect that we should have the final say in the situations, and that creates a lot of frictions, because no respectable woman that is knowledgeable is going to choose to just follow a man into a hole just because he's a man. In life and in everything we do, we have different skill sets. Some people are good at finances, some people are good at troubleshooting or relationship management, some people are good at professional advice, some people are good at raising children, taking care of children. There's different things that we have expertise in. And to suggest that one person should have the final say on everything, or that knows better on everything, it just doesn't make any sense. Especially in this day and age when women are just as educated, if not more than men. Women are just as successful, if not more than men. Women are just as hardworking, just as aware, just as informed in society as men. So the question is, why is this important? Why should we care? The simple fact that we also have daughters, and eventually we have to raise them on what to expect in marriage and how to approach relationships. And I don't think any of us wants to educate our girls and raise them to be strong and successful and proud of who they are, and then tell them that they have to just go and submit to a man just because he is a man. I think we want to tell them that we want to teach them that they need to be respectful, and that they need to expect respect in return, because it's a fundamental thing that they need to understand. And that when they meet someone, prior to following them, they have to trust that that person is going to lead them the right way and not lead them into a hole. That's one. The second thing is that for boys, right, this notion of submissiveness, of like superiority to women, makes it to where as we grow up assuming that we have something by default, that we have a certain power over women by default, and that takes away the need for us to actually work on ourselves and work on our value as men or as people, because we think that all we need to do is be able to provide, and then the job is done. And so when we come across women that are educated, that can think for themselves, that have their own opinions, that are successful, and they don't need the money or the provision that we have, which is all that we've learned to give, then we feel very insecure, and we almost get lost because we have nothing else to give. And continuing that way of thinking does a disservice to our boys, because we have to raise them to be men that work to earn respect versus men that think that they have respect by default. And I'll conclude by saying this. To the younger generation, leadership is not about control or power or having the last word. It's about creating a safe space which empowers people to express themselves, and by so doing allows them to be their best. And together in that space, tap into everyone's specific skill set to create the best possible outcome in the most efficient way. And sometimes leadership can be from the front, from the middle, or from the back. And a true measure of a leader is people following you, not because they have to, but following you because they choose to. Until next time.